Okay, what's next?
Hi, I'm Mike and welcome to Scoutadelic. Now this month is all about back together. So it's September time, which in most cases with scout groups who have obviously had the summer off, it's time to come back. Now, it could be that you're going back to Zoom goals, it could be that you're going back to face-to-face, or a mixture of both, or you're still obviously doing the amazing adventures. So whatever it is, you're getting back together. Now, I've never had a co-host that has come back before. Now, in episode 50, I had obviously the Scout content team who was obviously organising it and managing it from behind the scenes. And there was one person who obviously was kind of shut into a little cupboard and was obviously making sure that everything was filmed right and there was no issues and whatever. So even though he's been on before, you've not seen him. So, this is an interesting one because this is a co-host that has been a co-host before, but not really. So who is my co-host going to be this month?
I don't know who I am. Hi, I'm John Fry. I'm an Explorer Scout leader from Alderbury near Salisbury and a member of the Scout Content ASU, and this is my 60-second Scouter.
What is your favourite scouting badge and why?
Probably the Campanologist badge because I got it when I was young and it was I was awarded especially by the DC who'd never seen another one being given out, and that's for bell ringing.
What's the best skill you've learnt with scouts?
Oh goodness, general survival, cooking outside. I can cook anything outside but nothing in the kitchen.
What made you want to be a scout?
I wanted to do something in the evenings. I wanted to be out with my friends. I wanted to do something that wasn't school, and scouting just seemed to be the ideal option for all of those things, and it still is.
What's the furthest place you've been in scouting?
So technically it's probably Iceland because I went there with scout friends, but Candlesteg is probably the specifically scout trip one I've been as a scout.
Things you've missed in scouting since lockdown?
Oh, I'm missing all my explorers. I'm missing my kids, and they're so much fun, and we have a particularly lovely group. I know I probably say that about every group, but I've missed seeing and interacting with the young people and hearing their stories and their unique takes on the world. Was that 60 seconds, Mike? Did I make it? That's hard.
Thank you for answering all those questions. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm good. You?
I'm doing all right, actually. Yeah, I've had the day off work. I'm fine with that. It's great.
Well, this is what mostly my work days have looked like for the last 3 months.
Wow.
A forest of screens and tape machines and lots of editing.
Obviously, with the show, you are going to teach me a scouting skill. So I'm guessing it's kind of in that same genre and area as in media and this, that and the other. So what are you going to teach me this month?
Right, well, I thought I'd have a go at some media training for you, Mike, because you particularly, have no idea how to perform in front of the camera and if people were to ask you questions. So I thought I'd give you some basics on that, which we used to do for the Scout Association, actually, when we started the young spokesperson training.
So what do we need to do, or what do I need to do, or what's some good things? Go for it.
In the world now, we as Scouters and Scouts are kind of representatives of the whole Scout Association. So at any point, an incident or something fun or whatever could happen, and the media will be there. So there might be a reporter, there might be a photographer and stuff like that. So having an idea how to present yourself and how to answer questions is really useful, whatever age you are. So one of the first things I'm going to teach you, Mike, is to engage with your interviewer.
Okay.
So let's say you've turned up to a big event like a jamboree or something, a Kent jamboree or Wings or something like that, and a reporter has come in from the BBC and he wants to get a representative
BBC,
viewpoint
sir.
of a person attending the camp. So he's grabbed you at random, and he's going to answer. If you definitely stand out, and he wants to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So the best thing to do to start with is to engage and listen, especially if you're on camera. So take a look at your camera on your screen and really engage with it. Try not to look away, because it's difficult on here because we're looking at each other, right? But in an interview situation, you'll be looking at the person.
Right.
Okay. And you'll find that people looking away from the camera immediately makes you look a bit disingenuous or unsure of yourself. And that makes people think you don't know what you're talking about, or you're not being completely sincere with them. So fixing on the camera or the interviewer is a really key skill, and it's not easy to do because looking into these things is a bit daunting for most people, right? So it's something that you can practice.
Oh, right. Okay. So if they're like sort of if they're interviewing you and they're off camera, then directly at camera, or would you?
Actually, that's an interesting point, because most people will try and answer the question. They'll have been told to answer the questions to the interviewer, but you always keep wanting to look at the camera, and that actually has the same effect. It makes you look disingenuous. So try and ignore the camera and just talk to the interviewer, and you'll come across a lot better. So the next point going on from that, so you've engaged with your interviewer, you're concentrating on them, you're remembering not to look at the camera, and then they're going to ask you some questions. Oh my God. One of the key things to do when you're answering questions, especially in a multimedia environment, is to try and put the question in the answer, because as you'll see on lots of TV shows and things, news reports and interviews and things, the interviewer's question is almost never used. They only use the answer. So if you can be as complete in your answer as possible and help to tell the question in the answer, then it's easier for them to put into the edit because they don't need the question, and there's more chance you'll be used. So if you're saying something positive about scouting and all you do is, well, yes, they're not going to use that. Okay. Whereas if you say, my name's John Fry and I'm having an awesome time at Wings 2015 or whenever the last one was. We're having a really great time. We've been here all week and we've done so many activities and it's just amazing. Give them loads of stuff to work with, but also putting the question into the answer. The more ambitious and young reporters often tend to want to ask questions that will perhaps be a bit edgy, right? So they'll say, oh, has any incidents happened at camp? And they're trying to catch you off guard. They're trying to get you to say something negative about scouting, just for the sake of sensationalism, really. They don't really have an agenda. They just want to get something a bit meatier out of it. And that can catch you off guard, right? So my next point is be prepared for awkward questions. And the way to deal with awkward questions is to turn them around. So say they ask you that. So they say, oh, have any unfortunate incidents happened at camp? You'd say, no, it's been absolutely amazing. You should see what we've done on some of the activities. We've climbed these walls and we made a huge zip line, but it was all done really safely and everyone had an awesome time. So you've turned a negative question
into a positive.
And that is what spin is, I suppose. But at the same time, you know, we're not here to tell a bad story. And if there isn't a bad story there, then don't give them one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's quite important. You're only spinning from their spin. Okay. If they ask you a straight question, answer it.
Yeah.
But if you feel that they've got an agenda, then you're perfectly in your right mind to entitled to spin it back with your own agenda. So, Mike, let's turn this to you now. So, let's say you just went on another camp. No, let's tell you what. Let's talk about Scoutadelic. Now, I hear you've got this Scoutadelic channel, Mike. Is that right?
Yes, I've got a channel on YouTube called Scoutadelic, and it's been going for around about nearly 5 years now.
Brilliant.
See,
So you immediately went away from my closed question, which could have been just a yes/no answer, and you added a load of positive extra information. So that was great. It's two great things you did there.
Thank you.
I'm now going to play the Arse reporter and say, but I hear your views have been going down recently, Mike.
I think views go up and down depending on months and trends, but at least if one person watches it and gets inspired, then that's what it's all about. It's about inspiring that one person to obviously do something different and be positive in scouting. And whether a video has 1 view or 1 million views, it's still doing something. So that's what I look for.
Brilliant, brilliant, lovely, positive answer. Thank you very much. So there we go, everybody. That's two really good examples of great ways of answering questions, and that's essentially all media training is teaching you to look out for those pitfalls. Mm-hmm. And if a conversation you feel is not going, if you're not enjoying the conversation, essentially, then turn it back to something that you are happy to talk about and can be really fun and enthusiastic about, because that's what people want to hear when they talk about scouting. We have done activities like this where, you know, we've got a few guys on a Zoom call and somebody is picked to be the bad question person, and someone is picked to be the kind interviewer, and someone is picked to be the idiot interviewer who knows absolutely nothing about scouting, and you have to try and explain everything to them. So that's quite a useful and fun little exercise you can do as part of your Scout or Explorer meetings. There's no age limit on this. You have just a little idea better of what to say and how to get yourself and scouting's message across more easily.
That's brilliant. And it goes well with, obviously, there's a few media badges as well. So that's great. So last month, you've either been back into lockdown, you've been in lockdown, you've been face-to-face, you've actually been able to go out and explore and, in some cases, go camping. You've done digital activities, you've done digital camps, and you've done physical walks. So these are the photos that you guys have been putting on social media last month. Here we go.
We really love seeing all your photos, so please tag in Scoutadelic on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and share us your pictures, what you've been doing over the last month. We love seeing them, and they definitely inspire other people.
It's time to think. It's that part where we've been doing, I know, right? You've got to actually think for a change. It's the time where we actually compete with each other. So during lockdown, we've been doing various different challenges. And one challenge that people seem to like was the alphabet challenge that I and Darcy had all the way in Australia. So we've not repeated any, and we're not going to repeat it this time, but we're going to do a similar theme. So the idea is there are 8 of these. So I know what's on each of these, but you don't. So obviously you're going to be picking for both of us. So therefore you can't say I'm cheating, because you're going to pick my number and vice versa, and you're going to pick your own. Okay. What we're going to have is we're going to have 30. We're going to have 30 seconds. We're going to have 30 seconds to name something. So it could be like 30 seconds to name as many pies. Okay. This is just an example. It's not one that's on here. And then you would go name as many. And then I would go trying not to rename anything that you have already said. So the second person does get it harder. Okay. But obviously last time I won. So that means you go first.
Well, it's about time, isn't it?
Actually, I'm doing quite all right. This isn't bad. I'm quite impressed with myself this year. And this is the only year that I can actually either win or lose. It's not going to be a draw situation. So, yeah. I know, right?
Okay.
However, if you lose this, there's possibly no chance that the co-host will win this year. Just giving you more pressure here.
Oh, no pressure.
But anyway, you get to go first. So you get to pick what topic we are going on. So you've got obviously 1 to 8 there, whichever number you wish.
Number 4.
Okay. So you've got 30 seconds to name as many TV shows. Off you go.
Blockbusters, Nightmare, Fraggle Rock, Care Bears. These got to be current ones. What? I can't think of anything.
No,
18 seconds. What's going on? 15 to 1. Countdown. Mastermind. Saturday Kitchen. MasterChef. Mastermind. 6 o'clock news. It's gone.
11.
Why was that so hard? Why was that so hard? Your brain goes completely to mush. I suddenly was on children's TV shows from the 80s.
I was like, Nightmare. I was like, I remember that as a kid, but what is going on here? Right, so I've got 30 seconds to obviously compete with you of TV shows.
Well, I haven't given you much of a start there, have I? You know, all you've got to do is go post 1990, and you're just world's your oyster.
But weirdly enough, I have to get more than 11. Please note this.
Oh, well, you have to beat me.
I've got to beat you to obviously win. Otherwise, you beat me. All right. If it's a draw, then it cancels it out. Okay. So I've got 30 seconds on my clock. If you can obviously count. If you
got fingers ready.
If you believe that I have obviously renamed something or named something that you have, then you've got to say no. It's not. You're not accepting it. Okay. My 30 seconds on TV shows starts now. Okay, Friends, Frasier, Channel 4 News, ITV News, Big Breakfast. We've got SMTV Live. We have Cheers. We have, I've got 15 seconds left. BBC Breakfast. Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek.
Should have just started on those, really, shouldn't I?
Should have done, yeah. Thank God I went with Star Trek. I was like, all these series are great. Okay, so we've now got 1 to 8, but missing number 4, obviously.
7.
Right, okay. I've got 30 seconds to name as many items packed for camp. Socks, t-shirts, wash kit, sleeping bag. Trying to right. What do I? Wellies, boots. Oh dear, I'm trying to think what I pack in my bag. Waterproof top, waterproof bottom, if you give me that as separate. And that's my time. So how many did I get there? 8.
8.
Okay.
Pants, first aid kit, wash kit,
towel. I gave you wash kit, but towel I'll give you.
Damn. Mug. Mm-hmm. Got to have your mug. Oh God! What else? A torch. Torch.
Yes. Yep.
Toothbrush counts as a wash kit, separate item.
I'll let you have. I'll let you have it.
Cutlery.
Yes.
Plate.
Yeah.
Bowl.
Bowl! You got it.
Oh, I got 9.
You got 9. Just.
I thought I'd failed there.
As soon as that bell went, it was like, oh my God, he got it.
Oh, it's got to be number 2.
Number 2 is that one, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Are you ready with your 30 seconds? Name as many campfire songs. Off you go.
Little Rabbit in the Wood, Kumbaya, Humpty Dumpty. We've done that as a campfire song. Oh my God.
This will be easy to beat.
Busy Bee.
Okay.
What's the one about the rabbit going in the hole? Little Bunny Frou Frou. Oh, that's it.
5.
Not very good on campfire songs, I have to say.
I'm slightly glad that you picked 2 then.
God.
Right, okay, then this means I've got to beat 5, but I can't repeat any that you have already said, which is good because some of those I didn't actually know existed. So here we go then. Right, Alice the Camel, Baby Shark, do 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 do. You say Kumbaya, so that's one that I'm not going to get. Oh dear, I'm just trying to think now. Oh right, I know. What do I have to get? 5, so I've only got to get 4 more. Oh goodness me! In the springtime, sing around the lake. I was walking along. That's one. Oh, the grand old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. Oh no!
Oh! I thought you were onto a winner there. The man who's made 1 million videos about campfire songs. Well, I'm sorry, all of you people who contributed to Scoutadelic doing the campfire songs. Mike's not remembered any of them. The irony is, though, if you start the first few words, we could probably both sing them all.
Yes.
But remembering the names of them.
This is it. This is the one. And people don't, when they go, oh, you should have said that, you should have said that. I'm like, it's really hard because your mind goes in one direction and then you totally forget that there's all these others. It's like Star Trek. As soon as I saw Star Trek, it was like, oh, well, I can do this. I didn't think about all the others. So you've won. Well done.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. 3. I
God.
was best out of 3. Done 3. You're a 2 out of 1.
Yes. Come on. Okay, co-hosts. We've got a chance now.
Very small.
Well, by Baden Powell's hat, we've come to the end of another episode, Mike. Can you believe it?
I know, shocking. So don't forget to click subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up and share.
What do I have to say now? And be a bit less Scoutadelic? No, you've got to do your other bit first.
Yeah,
Badges. Oh, yeah. And by participating in any of our events, you will be entitled to get one of these amazing badges. And of course, with any of Mike's special events, they may even have their own badges.
And also a big shout out to my patrons, Belinda, Heather Lewington, Irvis Willis, Joseph Heller, Laura Driscoll-Green, Marcus Coulson, Mark Price, Martin Steers, Percy Gallagher, Rob Minter, Sarah Cox, and the rest of them who have been supporting us for all our journey and also in lockdown as well. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Patreons. Keep Patreonizing and encourage all your friends to do the same, because it means that Mike can keep making awesome content like this and inspiring people around the world. And above all, be a little Scoutadelic. Bye!
Bye.